Welcome to the Recon Trader. In today's video, I will share with you some tactical analysis over on the Bitcoin charts as we have just received another bearish signal with a weekly candle close. Now, before we get too far into the weeds on the charts, I want to start over here at the options open value for the weekly options that are set to expire at the end of the week this Friday. Today is Monday, so we got a ways to go, but I'm going to take a look at the March 18th expiration date. And what jumps out at me right away is the strike price of 38,000. You can see the calls have about $1.5 million piled up at this level, and so it'd be in their best interest to try to keep this price above the 38,000 strike price. Now, on the flip side, the next strike price that actually has some volume at it is going to be the 40,000 strike price, and you can see the puts have just around $1 million piled up at that level, and the calls do have just over $500,000. And so at the end of the day, the 40,000 strike price, we could see quite a battle rage there if the price tries to go above it. But with that being said, as a trader, what I will be watching is for opportunities to actually go long or short as Bitcoin trades between the range of, say, 37,000 and that 40,000 level. So with that being said, let's jump over to the charts, and we're going to start at the 1 hour chart and take a look at what I'm looking for out of that range as far as trades. And what I would be looking for is exactly what you see on the chart here. These dips down towards the 37, in this case 37.5 level, and you start to see a reversal. That would be a signal to perhaps get long. I will definitely be keeping tight stop losses because at any moment this market could break out of this pattern in either direction, and I don't want to get blown up when or if it does. So that being said, this would be an opportunity to get long. And again, when we start to reach back up towards the 39,000 to 40,000 level, I would be looking to exit or take profit on my long, maybe even earlier. Anywhere around prior resistance is more than likely where I would be taking profit, and then looking for the opportunity for the price to reverse down and then get short. And so what I was actually watching this morning was an opportunity to get short on what looked like perhaps a double top setting up. And the key with the double top is I want to see a short retracement, which we got, and then a push back up towards the top. Now, I had an open limit order placed at around 39,200 to 39,300. It didn't quite push up there, and so currently I didn't get in the trade. But with that being said, I don't think you would have been wrong to have taken a short at around this area. For my battle plan, that trade just didn't play out, but there's still an opportunity here. Again, keep a tight stop loss. So if this price did start to break out above perhaps that 39.3 level, you would want to get out, because you could then see the next leg up to 40,000, which is up in this area. But as you can see, just by looking at the hourly chart, there's a whole lot of opportunities. Now, with that all being said, let's jump over to the weekly chart for Bitcoin. And the bearish signal that I was looking at is the weekly candle that just closed yesterday, printed a very bearish candle. As you can see, with the big wick towards the upside, the bulls once again fail to keep the price up, and the bears push the price right back down. This would be a very similar signal to the one I pointed out a few weeks ago back here, where I told you all there was a shooting star, and that was also a bearish signal. And in reality, about midweek, the price of Bitcoin had pushed up, and I know a lot of you keyboard warriors were saying how I was wrong and that signal was invalid. And I did respond to most of you and said you might want to wait till the end of the week. And by the end of the week, the price had sold off, and this signal was validated. And then we saw the next week a continuation of a push down, and since then Bitcoin's pretty much moved sideways with big wicks towards the top side. But I can tell you those big wicks towards the top side only to end up selling off is a very bearish signal. And once again, today being Monday, we see that the price is starting to push up, but I would proceed with caution as the previous weekly candle is a very bearish signal, and we could just see another one of these wicks towards the upside, and perhaps later in the week, Bitcoin's price continues to sell off. Something to be aware of is on Wednesday, the Fed is going to announce their rate increase, and I would really be cautious trading around that announcement. Now, if I drop in my Fibonacci levels, the level I have been keeping an eye on for the past several weeks is the 786 level, which is the blue line you see here, and that's right around 37.4. And as you can see over these past 3 weeks, while Bitcoin might have dipped down below it, it has managed to close above, but Bitcoin's price has failed to close above 39.6. So something I'm really looking for on the weekly chart is a close above 39.6. If we get a close above 39.6, there could be an opportunity for Bitcoin's price to push back up to the 618 level, which is going to fall around the 44,000 level. And any hopes of continuation of that bullish momentum would actually need to get above the 45.5 level, which is the yellow line you see running through the chart here. So far, on the flip side, the 786 level is acting as support. However, if Bitcoin's weekly candle closes below that 786 level or 37.4, then we could see a continuation of a sell-off back into the 33,000 level. But after that, then we're looking back down at 28.8, which obviously was the previous lows on the sell-off last summer. And that would be our next target if 32.9 failed to hold the line. Now, if we take a look at the EMA ribbons on the weekly chart, the price of Bitcoin continues to get rejected, and last week's candle rejected right at the bottom of the ribbon after getting rejected at the top of the ribbon in previous weeks. So again, to me, this is a sign of weakness that Bitcoin's price was not actually able to push up towards the top of the ribbon last week. It got rejected at the bottom, and now we are starting to see the green ribbons move towards the bottom of the ribbon. And if that happens, more than likely, we are headed into a long-term bear market. But you need to keep in mind this is a long-term time frame. It's a weekly chart, so this isn't going to happen overnight. It would be several weeks out before we had confirmation of that. The other moving average I would be keeping an eye on is the 120-day moving average, and that falls right at around 29.5. And so right now that level would be a key level of support, which if you look back and check our 6, that does fall in line with previous support from the sell-off last summer. So at the end of the day, until Bitcoin actually can get above the 44,000 level, we're more than likely still going to see some bearish price action. But on the flip side, as long as Bitcoin's price can hold above, say, 33,000 or for certain 28.8, there is the potential for a reversal back towards all-time new highs. So I think that pretty much wraps it up for this video. If anything major changes, I will do an update video, so you might want to shoot that subscribe button so you don't miss updated videos. If you like this video, do me a favor, spike a like. If you have any questions or comments, drop them in the comment section down below. And in closing, remember, never send your money into battle without first doing your recon. See you in the next video.